I'm in San Francisco's outer Sunset neighborhood, and if you are thinking about moving here, this is the only video you need to watch because I cover everything that you need to know. Historical home price data, travel times getting around, go over the history of the neighborhood, talk about parks and grocery options. We're gonna go over the walk score data. I'm gonna tell you how hilly it is out here, how foggy it gets, how noisy it gets. Also, just wanna review the overall vibe. I shot a lot of B-roll out here. I want you to get the feel of everything out here. I'm gonna share some information that only the locals know out here. I wanna go over the negatives too. Just like every other neighborhood in San Francisco, this neighborhood's not for everybody. So if you're ready to go, I'm ready to go. Let's jump right into it. The outer Sunset is one of 3 neighborhoods in the Sunset District. There's also the inner and central Sunset neighborhoods. Of the 120,000 people who live in the Sunset, about 50,000 of them are in the outer Sunset. We are south of Golden Gate Park and the Richmond District. West of us is Ocean Beach and the Pacific Ocean. And our border to the east is Sunset Boulevard. And south of us is the Parkside neighborhoods and Taraval. The street numbering and naming system is pretty interesting out here. It goes from 1st Avenue all the way to 48th Avenue. The more you go west towards the ocean, the higher the numbers get. And then from the top down, it starts with A and goes down to Z. Starts with Anza, Balboa, Cabrillo, and just goes all the way down. Now the things have changed a little bit over the decades, but about 95, 99% of the streets still follow the same convention. It's not an urban vibe out here compared to the rest of San Francisco. It feels more like the suburbs, and the closer you get to the ocean, it really feels like a sleepy beach town. But it's not hours away from a major city. We're still literally in San Francisco City and County. And that's why I feel the outer Sunset is the most underrated, undervalued neighborhood in San Francisco. There's a lot of bars, restaurants, coffee shops, parks, and there's a lot more coming out here. I get more into that later in the video. Niche.com gives the outer Sunset an A grade. Housing is a C-, and I think that might be because this is the least densely populated area in the city. So that may be a positive for you. A lot of folks in San Francisco are always complaining about how low the population density is out here. There's always plans to build high rises. They always have all these renderings, but it never ends up turning into anything. Cost of living is a D+, but relative to San Francisco, this is one of the best neighborhoods to buy in as far as affordability. There are some cheaper neighborhoods, more affordable neighborhoods if you get near the 280 east of the 101, but this is pretty reasonable. Median home sale price for a 3-bed single family home is $1.5 million. Average days on market takes about 16 days to sell, and home sold for about 18% over list price. And that's what you're gonna see when you're home shopping out here. Homes hit the market, they'll have open houses for a weekend, and then they'll show for a second open house weekend, and then they're gonna take offers in the middle of that week. And when they sell, yeah, about 20% is probably the average. Some homes only sell for 5% over the list, or maybe they sell right for list. Some homes will go for 50%, even more over the list price. It really just depends on how well they price the house, the listing agent and the seller, and what kind of big issues there are with the house. There's not a lot of condo sales out here, so I'm not gonna get into that data in this video. Travel by car can be tough out here. This is one of the downsides. If you need to be downtown Financial District, 9 a.m. on a Tuesday, it's gonna take 30 to 60 minutes by car. But travel by bike is gonna be 30 minutes, travel by transit is gonna be 40 minutes. And that's the way that most people that live out here travel. Not everybody is taking their car in. If they're a 5-day-a-week person, they're taking other commute options. Drive time out here to SFO is about 30 to 40 minutes. And to get down to Palo Alto, hour and a half. So that's another negative. If you just have to be in the car, you're a 5-day-a-week commute in the car, then this is probably not the neighborhood for you. The Sunset District was all U.S. government-controlled land in the 1800s. They used to call it the Outside Lands. And if you're not from here, we have a music festival here in Golden Gate Park called Outside Lands Festival. There's always been a lot of speculation as to when and why they changed the name to the Sunset. There weren't many roads to get out here, but nobody really wanted to be out here anyway because it was uninhabitable. San Francisco County successfully petitioned for the land in the 1860s due to the rapid growth from the gold rush. And a few decades later, it became a single-family residential district. After the 1906 earthquake, thousands of tiny homes were built to help everyone that lost their homes. They charged $1 to $2 a month rent. We now call them earthquake shacks, and they were placed all throughout the city and the parks. San Francisco eventually wanted all these people to move their shacks out of the park, so they came up with a deal. They were going to refund all the rent to all these folks back and say, hey, you can have all your rent back, you can take your shack back, just get it out of here. A lot of them moved their shacks to the Sunset where they could buy the lots for very cheap. In fact, in the 1980s, a homeowner of this house right here discovered that their house was just a bunch of these shacks put together, And apparently that was commonplace, and you can still find a lot of these out here. Here's another earthquake shack that's currently located in the San Francisco Zoo. I took this video last time I was out there. If you're new here, my name's Eric Thrum. I'm a realtor here in San Francisco. I'm from here and I'm Bay Area born and raised. Before buying our house in San Francisco, we rented here for years. I eat, sleep, breathe, work, live, and play San Francisco. There are a ton of parks in the outer Sunset. It's very family friendly out here. Golden Gate Park, which borders the north, is obviously the largest park out here. And then there's the San Francisco Zoo that is south of us. And don't forget Ocean Beach, which is right behind me. But they also have a lot of smaller parks all throughout the outer Sunset, and they have my absolute favorite farmers market out here every Sunday morning. There's not a lot of grocery options out here. Just east of us in the central Sunset is the Safeway, and there is a Gus's here, and you'll find a lot of corner stores all over the place too. The walk score's in 86. There's a lot of dining, bars, gyms, cafes, whatever you want. They're everywhere out here. It's not a 99 walk score like you're going to find in North Beach or Pacific Heights, but it's pretty good, and there's still a lot more being developed out here. The outer Sunset is probably the foggiest neighborhood in San Francisco. I've made weather videos before that kind of break this whole city into thirds. The far western side is the foggiest, the far eastern side is the sunniest, and then there's a little middle belt that's kind of got 50-50. But when you just look at the foggiest neighborhoods, this might be the foggiest in that area. There's not a lot of hills or elevation compared to the rest of San Francisco. It's relatively flat out here. If you want a nice flat yard and a big lot and, you know, all the things, this is where you want to go. The noise index is relatively low out here. It's a pretty quiet, sleepy neighborhood. Relative to San Francisco though, so if you're from like a quiet suburb, you might think it's kind of loud out here. I'm in front of a couple of busy streets at an intersection, and Ocean Beach is right behind me, so there's a lot going on right here. But when you're tucked in the single family areas, there's not really a lot going on, not a lot of cars. But now with the Great Highway being shut down, which is right behind me, they've turned that into a walking area only, and they're going to be turning it into a park. Some of the locals think that a lot of the other car traffic is going to just start flooding its way into the neighborhood portion of the outer Sunset and creating a little bit more traffic. So we'll see if that happens or not. If you're ever out here, you got to check out Devil's Teeth. There's also a second location north of Golden Gate Park in the Richmond. It's known for having the best breakfast sandwich in San Francisco, and I can definitely vouch for that. It definitely is. One thing locals are going to tell you, if you want to go hang out on the beach, you probably want to avoid the hot, sunny days on the weekend. That's where everybody floods in from all over the city. But right now, this is a Wednesday at 11 a.m. There's like a couple of hikers, joggers coming behind me. I'm going to go walk out to the beach here a little bit after I film this and see what's going on out there. But I bet there's only going to be a couple of people out there, somebody walking their dog, a couple of surfers. That's really going to be it. There's not a whole lot going on right now because it's kind of overcast and it's during the middle of the day. Another negative for this neighborhood, if you're thinking about moving out here, if you are single, young, tech, you may not love it out here because you probably want to be around more of the action and you want to have everything walkable. There's not a big nightlife scene out here, so it may not be for you. More of a family kind of vibe. The people that have to live out here are the ones that were born and raised out here, or the ones that had rented out here for a while and now they just don't want to leave. The outer Sunset is just like the Richmond neighborhoods too, in that it feels like its own city. If San Francisco was its own state, and sometimes it kind of feels like it is, California kind of feels like its own country. Well, the outer Sunset feels like its very own city. So if you've already got roots here, you've already connected here, those folks just love it here and they don't want to leave. What are your favorite parts about living in the outer Sunset?
So, yeah, I've been in the Sunset my whole life. I like how it's kind of low-key compared to the rest of the city. It's a little more laid back. And growing up out here, there was a lot of people out here, and everybody kind of knew each other, and kind of getting that vibe back now, which is nice.
Another group of folks that are really interested in moving out here are the folks that have been renting in the central neighborhoods, but they want a house, they want a single family home, but you need 5 million, 6 million for a single family home if you're gonna be in Alamo Square, or 5 to 10 million if you're in Pacific Heights. You know, they want a nice, flat, big backyard, detached single family home, and you can get that for well under $2 million here. Some other negatives that people talk about, they say it's boring, it's foggy, it's cold, there's not a lot of trees, it's old fashioned, and all these things, just like everything else that we talked about that was a negative or a bad, the people that live out here, they think that's a positive. Thank you so much for watching my video. My name is Eric Throm. I'm a realtor here in San Francisco. I help folks just like you every single day buy and sell homes in San Francisco. The majority of my new clients come from YouTube and TikTok. The folks that I meet from YouTube are usually from out of town, and the folks from TikTok are usually already here in San Francisco. I'm not your typical old school agent that's gonna drive you around in a minivan and show you these houses and be like, oh, that one's nice and that one's nice. You know, I worked in tech before this. I was at the Facebook headquarters before I started my own business in real estate. So I feel like I am more of a cross-functional partner, a real estate subject matter expert that is here to guide you, educate you, and ensure that you make the right decision. I treat all of my clients like clients for life. I still get texts, emails, and calls from clients that I haven't helped buy or sell a home in many years because they just got random questions, and I love that. That's exactly what I cultivate here. I want my clients all to feel like I'm there for them for the long haul, for everything. Anytime they need anything, I'm here for them. If you have any questions or you want to connect, check the description below for all my contact information. You can email me, call me, text me. That's my personal cell. I also don't have a team underneath me. It's gonna be me personally that you're gonna be working with. In San Francisco and other markets, unfortunately, there's a lot of big teams where you're not actually working with the person that you thought you would. They have, you know, like junior agents, showing agents. That's not how I do business. You're gonna be working directly with me for better or for worse. Thanks again so much for watching, and I hope to hear from you soon.